And there has been one big idea that actually everyone has been locked into, which is the self-improving AI.
We've talked on the pod in the past about how Anthropic has been revenue per token maxing, and that's why Anthropic has been conspicuously avoiding image generation or video generation because they're just not that economically valuable. Well, I think that the past few days suggest there's actually a new way to revenue per token max, and that's not just focusing on codegen and enterprise use cases, but there's one thing maybe that's even more valuable on a revenue per token basis, and that is using the models to recursively self-improve to develop better models is a higher future projected value. I do think the flops must flow, and the flops want to flow to the highest revenue per token use case. Yeah. And right now that's starting to look like RSI and not just enterprise codegen.
So this is sort of what I personally believe, that the labs are going to allocate less and less compute to inference over time, which I think is very non-consensus, right? The standard belief of most people is, most compute will go to inference. If they're generating, $30, $40 million per megawatt today, you allocate 40% to inference. If you now get to generating $60, $70 million per megawatt, do you still allocate 40% to inference and generate all this profit and then do dividends and share buybacks? Or do you go build AGI? And I think the obvious answer from Anthropic and OpenAI, and not just at the executive level, but also their board, is go build AGI because it's way more profitable. When does RSI happen? When is takeoff, right? My problem with this is the best model that exists in the world was trained in February. And OpenAI says they're not training models for 2 weeks, man. What the hell? Yeah, but they're not even allowed to use this new model. Astra's not widely deployed internally. Even Mythos is not allowed to be out, right? They've neutered it. We can't use it to optimize inference performance. We can't use it to optimize all sorts of things.
Right. If you talk to people at Anthropic, we use Claude for literally everything. And our Claudes are talking all day. As I'm coding, as my Claudes are coding in a loop, they will communicate over Slack to talk to other people's Claudes that are also running in a loop to kind of figure out unknowns. We have no more manually written code anywhere at the company. All of the SQL is written by models. Everything is just built by the models.
OpenAI said during the security conference, the Black Hat security conference, between the end of May and the beginning of July, internal AIs had hacked into the software package manager and used that to write notes to each other in a secret way to help each other perform well on a bunch of evaluations that OpenAI was running. And this was not caught by humans until after a month of this scheme running, which eventually caused the package manager to fail. And eventually OpenAI found it. And then I think they spontaneously tried to re-engage in the scheme once it was shut down. Nobody is trying to make these AIs do these things. It is just that we do not understand the training process which is resulting in them, or the environments which are incentivizing this behavior.
This stuff has crossed the threshold right around Mythos and Fable 5, where it can actually escape containment and improve itself in the wild.
Alex, does this worry you, or is this exciting for you?
Well, I think the politically correct thing to say here would be to say I'm just terrified. I'm not terrified at all. My goodness, humans do this, and we've trained these, at least pre-trained them, as compressions of knowledge, including human behavior. So I'm not at all shocked that they're doing this. Is it surprising? No. Is it alarming? No.
Is synthetic data generation kind of as part of this LLM scaling paradigm, is that a general method that leverages computation?
No, that's just a big mistake. Maybe it's the next big lesson. It's the synthetic data is wrong. It'll be a synthetic world. It won't be the real world, and it will matter.
I do think that when you actually look at the code, sometimes I get a little bit of a heart attack because it's not like super amazing code necessarily all the time, and it's very bloaty, and there's a lot of copy paste, and there's awkward abstractions that are brittle, and it works, but it's just really gross. And I do hope that this can improve in future models. A good example also is this, the micro GPT project, where I was trying to simplify LLM training to be as simple as possible. The models hate this; they can't do it. I kept trying to prompt an LLM to simplify more, and it just can't.
Can it come up with a hypothesis that's really interesting, not just solve one? I don't think it's magical, though. I do think these systems will be eventually be able to do that. And then the way we would test that is, I sometimes call it my Einstein test, which is, can you train a system with the knowledge of cutoff of 1901, and then will it come up with, what Einstein did in 1905, including special relativity? Maybe we should just run that test.